Mark Regev, the Israeli ambassador to the UK, revealed today that Arab countries could be switching their allegiances to Israel rather than the Palestinians. The claim would mark a shocking reversal in the Middle East alliances, which has seen almost blanket support for Palestinian forces in Gaza in their struggle against Israel. Mr. Regev's remarks follow a day of horrific violence in Gaza that marked the opening of the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem. Protests at the Gaza border was met with live fire from Israeli troops, who killed 58 people. The bloodiest day of violence since a war there in 2014. Despite this, Mr. Regev, who is the former spokesman for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, said Arab countries did not back the protests in Gaza. According to the BBC, Israeli diplomats have spoken to Egyptian officials regarding the violent scene yesterday. He explained on BBC Radio 4, "We want peace with all our neighbors. We are speaking to more Arab governments than ever before. We want peace with our Palestinian neighbors too, but Hamas is not a partner in that. The violence we have seen in the last 24 hours is because Hamas is opposed to peace." Getty, Arab countries could be switching their allegiances to Israel. Are you suggesting that Arab governments are in no way supporting what is happening in Gaza and may, in fact, be supporting Israel? Nick Robinson challenged the ambassador on these remarks, asking, "Are you suggesting that Arab governments are in no way supporting what is happening in Gaza and may, in fact, be supporting Israel?" Mr. Regev responded, "The Arab world is united against the extremism represented by ISIS and Iran. Hamas finds itself in that other camp. Israel is finding common language and reasons to cooperate with more Arab governments. It's a good thing for peace." Getty, protests at the Gazan border was met with live fire from Israeli troops, who killed 58 people. He also defended Israel's use of live fire against the Palestinian protesters, which left 1,359 people injured. Mr. Regev said, "We used live fire in only a very measured way, in a very surgical way. We didn't want to see this violence in Gaza and we did everything we could to avoid it. We dropped leaflets urging people not to attack the border. We used social media. We used radio and television broadcasts. We didn't want to see this violence. I reject that this was somehow a spontaneous protest. If people want to protest against Israel inside Gaza, of course, they can do so, but we are talking about people storming the border with the idea to damage the border fence to come into Israel and hurt our people on our side of the frontier."